Hey everybody, it's Troy. Hey, listen, we just celebrated Juneteenth in the United States, which is now a federally recognized holiday. June 19th celebrates the day that freed slaves in Texas found out they had been freed. They were some of the last slaves to find out about emancipation, about the end of the Civil War. So in the black community, since 1865, since June 19th, 1865, the black community in the United States has celebrated that as their Independence Day, the knowledge that they were now free and that slavery had ended in the United States, just recognized as a national holiday. But Republicans are none too excited about that, not willing really to celebrate the fact that Juneteenth is a national holiday, to celebrate a holiday marking the end of slavery in the United States. You think it would be something that we could all agree is a good thing, that we could all celebrate. Turns out only 13% of Republicans think that Juneteenth should be a national holiday compared to 69% of Democrats and 32% of independents, Republicans in the vast minority on that, and only 20% of Republicans and Trump supporters support teaching the history of Juneteenth in schools. So not a lot of support for the holiday on the Republican, on the MAGA side of this country, despite the fact that independents and Democrats overwhelmingly support both the holiday and teaching about its history and significance. But not only do Republicans not support Juneteenth being a recognized national holiday, they're very adamant in their opposition. Whole lot of the MAGA ecosphere, none too pleased about us celebrating the day that slaves were freed in the United States. And it's very curious, considering that the Republican Party claims to be the party of Lincoln, claims to be the anti-slavery party. It seems bizarre then that Republicans wouldn't want to celebrate the day commemorating the end of slavery.
Look, Juneteenth is a celebration of when black and white Republicans came down and freed black Southern slaves from the Democrat Party slave masters. And the Democratic Party, again, is trying to hijack and lie and deflect. The Democratic Party celebrating Juneteenth is like a Nazi celebrating Hanukkah.
Juneteenth, another federal holiday. This is totally unnecessary. It's too obscure. It's vague. You ask different people what it means, they will give you different answers, but the whole thing worked as a stunt to get Trump.
A standard right-wing talking point is that the Democratic Party was the party of slavery, and the Democratic Party is the truly racist party. So it seems strange then that the modern Republican wouldn't want to claim Juneteenth as their own. Wouldn't Republicans want Juneteenth to be a Republican holiday, an anti-slavery holiday, a day commemorating the good work that Republicans did in the 1860s to make sure that we got rid of slavery as an institution in this country and that it never came back? Aren't they the party of Lincoln? Don't they want to tell us that they're the party of Lincoln? Lincoln freeing the slaves is something that Republicans want to celebrate, but they don't want to celebrate Juneteenth. It's very curious. Not only does the MAGA Republican opposition to Juneteenth blow apart their argument that the modern day Republican Party is the descendant of Lincoln, as the descendant of the anti-racist, anti-Republican Party of the 19th century, but it blatantly reveals the current racism that exists within that party. There is no way that Republicans and right-wing talking heads would have a problem with Juneteenth if it wasn't rooted in their own racism, in their own racial biases. MAGA Republicans and right-wingers in this country don't like the idea of having a holiday for Black Americans, of celebrating Black history. It's why they oppose diversity training. It's why they oppose ideas like critical race theory. They don't want this to be a diverse nation. In their mind, diversity is weakness, not strength. Nobody should have a problem with the United States celebrating our ability to put an end to the evil institution of slavery. It should be a national holiday, and that's why it's recognized as such. This is a moment for Americans to celebrate. This is a good thing. All Americans should be proud of the nation that was able to rid itself of slavery. It's part of our great history. It's part of something that we celebrate that makes us patriotic Americans, is that we are no longer that nation, that we rose above it, that we ended that evil in our country. This holiday that we celebrate commemorates that achievement. And it commemorates the history of Black Americans in this country, recognizing that Independence Day in the United States celebrates a time when some Americans were still in bondage, still in slavery. So we celebrate Juneteenth in recognition of that history, in recognition of the independence, the true independence of Black Americans who became full citizens at the end of the Civil War. That is something to celebrate. But unfortunately, for the right-wing ecosphere in this country, they can't get behind that because of racial bias. But next week, Republicans will go back to claiming the legacy of Lincoln, claiming to be the anti-slavery party, and claiming that the Democrats are pro-slavery, even though they can't get behind the holiday celebrating the end of slavery. Absolute hypocrisy. For MeidasTouch, this is Troy. Remember, smash that subscribe button to keep supporting independent media.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.